going to listen. Hello? And why is it black? And why is there no sound? Why does it do this? Hello, streaming. What going on? There? Okay, now it's working. Good. This time I will explain some of the things that people might misunderstand about everything about me. So now I will explain it because I really want people to get the idea what it is about. Because people are always complaining about me. Apparently I'm bad. Apparently I'm evil, and I don't know why people claim all these things. That I'm a bad teacher, I'm not good at anything, I should just stop living, basically. That's what they do to me. You can say it's kind of depression, but it's a depression started by you, not by myself. I can end it if people just stopping it. I can end it like this, instead of hate towards me all the time. If people just stop hated me for once and actually saw me face to face, what I have to say and what I can teach, then I will say, it's about time. I'm 40 years old. I have been working in Shotokan karate. I have done many things. Not even once they want to let me teach. Even a person who has lower degree than I. Even that I'm better than all older to see all the things and details in the energy. They will never let me teach. Because they are too high on horse for some reason. And those who are teaching are actually more bad at it than I am. It's just like, okay, all what you explain here, you're not even done this day teaching them this. I could do it on 5 minutes. Just yeah, I am so overlooked. But what I want to do is start this school. If I ever get the foundings to it, I will start the school. And I know exactly how it shall be. I know the school shall be like a library. A library, and it will probably be a thing also where books getting made. If people are very good at drawing, very good at text and such things, and when we all can agree this is correct, then we can begin to print it out. Instead of only one writer, then we combined our forces instead. That's what Asian awareness arts is about. It's about collecting people's knowledge to one, what you can say, nerdy style. You can say you all become part of the library. That's what Asian awareness art is about. Not the egoistic teachers all around the world that is not even letting me show what I can. I don't know what to say, because they all just douchebags for some reason. It's just like, yeah, but you need to do this because that's what teachers say. Yeah, but I like to shine sometimes and just show, hey, if you're doing this, it will work in Tai Chi more efficiently than what you do. And it's not much different, because it just a feelings difference in the body. When you feel it this way, it's easier. And I do it whenever I stand with a person. I do it every time. Why not I teach sometime? Just the specific thing I want to show. Why don't I teach it? Why don't I, when I can do it so easily? That's what I don't understand. It's just like there's a fireball and you cannot pass. It's just Gandalf standing there. You shall not pass. Okay, I'm not a demon, but okay, Gandalf. Thank you. It is hard not to be a little offensive, because people are douchebags to one all the fucking time. Unless we're talking about the little group I have, they listen full on scale and they don't understand why other teachers is just hating me for some reason. I have more knowledge in this brain than any teacher basically can have, because I remember stuff. I remember exactly what Wig Jin told me. I remember how he explained it. I know how to make your body feel that way. I can do all those things because I go in through the barrier with the elements. The elements can do it because it is so strong. You don't believe it before you have felt it. You don't believe it before you have been there face to face. That's the problem. People are too clinging on to what they know instead of being open-minded. I am open-minded because it was needed of me to do. And I wanted to learn more about Yin. Why do you think I learned about Drunken Fist in the first place? Tai Chi was too hard. When I used to do Tai Chi, it looked like this. Now it's more like one rolling. Can you see the difference? This teaching normally takes people at least 4 years. Just 4 years. Picked out the book. If they learn just a little Drunken Fist knowledge from the softness, understand at least the water, then you don't have to use 4 years wasting your time. You just have to keep going for 1 week, just water element, working with element, and you're fine. It will work and you will be able to be soft as I in Tai Chi. You see, it's flowing. It's not just a movement, stiff movement like this. blocking my own muscles. Moving like this, I'm not blocking anything. It's just free energy. Not like free, but you're freeing it from capturations. Normally it's a prison. When I see Shotokan karate, the first thing that strikes my mind is too hard. When I see Taekwondo, it's split feeling, because sometimes it's just like they are high on horse, and other times they are friendly people, so it's like rolling dice. Hey, oh, that's a friendly person. Hey, finally. But it's random when they listen to you. And Aikido, yeah, it's kinda soft, but a little drunken fist will be good, or water element will be very good, because then the technique will be much more stronger and such things. And just like I say, I'm using almost no energy. This is water. This is the maximum water you need in Aikido. Just a little water. You should not be directly soft, but the rest is absorbing energy, and then you can do all the things you want from there. But it's matter of what you can say self-discipline your body to do what you want it to do. And when you understand the elements, you can implement that knowledge into what you need. So if the teacher is saying, hey, you need more soft, oh, water, okay, water, softness. Little more air also, okay. I'm too stiff, so therefore, when I then do this, then the things works as it's intended to be. I'm not saying that any martial art is bad in itself. Just give me that space of wisdom I have, at least. I don't ask for more. If you can begin to talk in my terms, that is impressive differently, and very open-minded of you. So if there is teachers out there who really wants to know more about this, I will be very appreciated, because I've been separated from the world basically in all my years. All 40 years I have been separated from the society, because you're not good enough, out, all the time. I feel I have to be perfect all the time. Seriously. Just to exist and be seen, I have to be perfect. I have to be God. What are you doing, society? What did I do? I just curious person. I want to learn more. And I want to teach what I have learned. When I have found something that you don't understand, fine, you don't understand it, then let me show it. It's not that complicated. In my vision, things are made too difficult. In my artistic world, it is very simple. Either you say yes or no. If you want to learn more, you say yes. If you don't, you say no. In between, you cannot do anything. But the problem is, everyone say no. There's not one that say yes. Unless we're talking the people I are teaching. They are knowing it's gold. in my knowledge. And I could definitely spend way more time, and that will be super if I could get my school up and running. I know I have a plan how to do it if I actually get the foundings I need. Because I have other skills as well, so I know how to make it so I can afford to have it running for years and years and years with only that small amount of 20,000 Danish crown ish. So calculated around, it will be, yeah, something about 3,000 euro or something like that. I don't need much more than that for making it run, but yeah. And also because I know that there is schools of Tai Chi who actually want to be able to use my rent I will have for my school, because it will be a school for Tai Chi, Kung Fu, also yoga, but there's plenty of people who are having yoga, so you should be in the higher end if you are in yoga. And Qigong, definitely. I need people with Qigong and mindfulness knowledge as well. Like I say, it's like a library. I want as much as possible into that school. But your base knowledge will be Kung Fu, Tai Chi, elements, and the fourth part is, but it's just base knowledge. Tai Chi you should be able to do if you are a teacher, at least one form, and you should be able to teach it. The second, you shall have basic knowledge into Kung Fu, just a defense mechanism. You don't need to be better than that. You just need to be able to say, this is how you do it, this is how you block, this is how you attack, bam bam bam. Not something fancy. It just like green belt or something like similar, if you're talking Shotokan karate. Halfway-ish is fine. Tai Chi, in the other hand, you shall be like considered brown belt kinda-ish. So it's not that I expect too much to be teacher, but there is skills you need to know. But elements shall be very integrated in your body, and you need Tai Chi for that. No other martial art yet I have found that is covering it. Drunken fist, super good for water knowledge, because you can do it without drinking, but if you shall do that, you shall be water. You shall be in that state where you are flexing like water. You shall not be like stiff muscles. You should be soft totally before you can say it working. But I have a big hunger for learning. I may never be first and in every single martial art in itself, but the combined knowledge sometimes can get you there in another way. And I am aiming for it, but my mind is actually the highest degree I actually have. And just to sum it up, mind, self-defense, technique, and chi reflex. Those four are important in Tai Chi. If you don't have them, you don't work. Shotokan karate, you only need technique and self-defense. That's the only one you actually need. The other you can basically throw out the window without ever concerning about it. And chi reflex is definitely a thing Aikido need, but mind is not important in itself either. But what can mind do? Mind is like bending. So if you have seen The Last Airbender, that's where we come into the thought of what we can do with our energy. Not just chi reflex, but you can also do amazing things like healing your own body, making people able of doing things like set the people down with the single whip, for instance. How to make a person sit down. Of course, it will be more like not fighting directly, but or how you can use it to assist a person. For instance, if you want to use your Tai Chi for a whole other purpose, it's possible. You can turn and shift all the components inside of you to use it for the purpose you need. If you want a stronger ergonomic technique to lift a person who is maybe twice your own size, learn the element, because you will be able to do it, but you have to be aware. Therefore, Asian awareness arts, you have to be aware of what you're doing, the questions, the answers. We seek them. And why don't we have more Yin teachers? Because Yang is too good, and people don't have time to listen. That's a problem, big problem, because Yin is overlooked so hard. I'm one of them, and I'm not heard. All talk about wax on, wax off. Who actually have a teacher who doing something like that? Today. Point at one teacher. I am very sure you will not find anyone similar to him, but I am one of them. I am the one of those teachers who say, okay, we do it this way, so you understand the principle, because it is softer when you're doing this, therefore we're doing it. Or go into the water, feel the water, and then make Tai Chi from that movement in the water. Make the water control you. Very good practicing, by the way, also in partner movement. It's about connection to your elements, connection to your person. Make it more possible to do bending. I'm become stronger and stronger in my bending. Sometimes I even question myself. Is it actually working? Or is it because of the chance rating is not high enough? Next Wednesday, I will have a person who have done martial art before in karate. Not that I worry about that, of course. I'm always curious. If it doesn't work, I'm more like, why doesn't it work? Why? What is going wrong? What do I need to do to make it work again? I overcome the problematic, and that is basically what Asian awareness art is about. It's library. Study it. Study why doesn't it work. Okay, let's look. To accomplish this you talk about this element. This element is not strong enough. Okay, what can I rearrange to make it stronger? What do I need in the water element? How shall the water work inside my body? When people talking about that, they see it like some kind of magic, but it's not really like that. It's more like how does the energy flow from yourself and over to the other person, like a clutch. If the clutch is not on correctly, then the car not moving. It's very simple, actually, and that's what I see. If something is not working, then I question why isn't it working. I was seeing a clip by some probably great. He is very good at Shotokan karate, of course, but he exploring people. Well, we'll say, try me first, at least. Maybe you will see. They are good teachers, of course. It's not like a nagging down, but there's some softness they could learn from me. Because softness and strong at the same time is very difficult for us to comprehend. When I say you shall be like in metal, your body shall actually think air. And it doesn't make sense whatsoever. How can you make metal out of air? I don't know how to answer that in physics, but when you talk about it in element structure, in teaching, that's how you do it. It just works better. I can have a person who knows about metal, but they will be stronger if they actually doing air in their structure, feeling relaxed, grounded. It's so hard to push, even when I'm sitting like this and I'm actually an inch away from the back here. Here, pushing, I can't, because it's blocking. Some kind of force is doing this, and that is what I call yin. Most people are bodybuilding their martial art. They forget to bodybuild yin. It's good that you're making kung fu and such things and it becomes strong. Maybe you're making push-up and workout. Fine. But what about your yin? Are your yin up to date? Or is it falling behind? If it's falling behind, it's like punching and with the other arm. It's very simple. People are not questioning themselves too much. They're just going on. Hey, my teacher says, go this. Brainless for me to see. I like a martial art knowing what I'm actually doing. Where am I supposed to go when I'm making this at home? Not just endless training, but also giving training. And that's where Mr. Miyagi is from Karate Kid is such a great teacher, because he's showing the reason why we're doing it. He answers why it's working in the longer run. Imagine you should fight a person in a way higher degree than yourself and actually winning for less than a year. You need a good instructor. You need an instructor who knows what it means. Mr. Miyagi was not only training this person in wax on and wax off, it was also yin, power, force. Bam! Not just because then he could have gone to Shotokan karate or something like that and just learning. But it will not help him. Not in a bigger scale fight. You have to have some certain basic understanding to be able to even compare to a higher degree. Much of my training and skills are actually based on a person who is better than me, because that's where I'm trained from. I'm trained where people were better than me, so therefore I balanced it out there. For some reason it doesn't work so good when it's some people who is lesser, but it's not that bad. It just I'm used to undermine my overmatch. But when I'm not on the lower ground, it's making me a little more uneven in balance in that matter, so far as I know. But it's not like a big deal, because then you getting overpowered and then I going back and such things. So I can work around it, but it's not like. Then it's more like reflex, like then I'm ready, of course, because then I just react on what's coming like a cat, and that's also why I call myself kitty sometimes. It's because my reaction is very, very quickly actually, such things. But there's also a lot of warmth into it, because yes, I can be a hard teacher, but I am never doing it so hard that your body cannot walk home, or you don't feel that it is heavy down. I go to a point where your body feels free and warm, and you can do whatever you do next day without issues. That's where I go to. But when people are very dedicated, they can learn very, very fast and very quickly what to do. But then I also say, you shall go full on yin. Learn the yin, how to use it properly. The muscle, forget about that to start with. It will come. The muscle will find its way through the body. In beginning, we're making fast movement in itself, like lightning I'm using here. No power whatsoever. You cannot use it to block. It's fast, but there's no power. But when you combine it, then it's getting strong. Then it's getting fast and strong at the same time. But you have to build your yin up first before you can do it powerful in the same time. Because the muscles have to be gentle and say, okay, guide me. You shall make it obey your needs. And that is self-discipline. Self-discipline is the best teaching I can give you. All the other teaching, yeah, you can be stronger with another teacher also. But don't underestimate the power from both sides can give you. Because it's not about fighting itself. Like Asian Awareness Arts is about, it's like a school. Like a library. You come to study. You come to learn how to defend yourself. Don't think about attack so much. How to attack? Not important yet. If your defense mechanism is working very good, the attack will appear by itself. You don't need to worry so much about it. Of course, you can, to some point, when you come to a specific point, then it's about impact, learning how to impact. But you don't need directly a person to do that. In most cases, if you're doing it right, you're not putting anger in the heart of the opponent, but passion and care. That the person is seeing, oh, you're just a normal guy who's just trying to make his day work. You're just surviving just like you. And maybe he will let you go. It's not like beating up each other, because that is stupid, irrelevant. Not like going down, but face people equally. Sometimes help a lot. And that's also what Asian Awareness Arts is about. We are equal. We are here to learn, all of us. We are all students. We are all teachers when coming to a higher level. But in most cases we all are teachers. We just don't know it yet. We are not there yet. But we can be each other's teachers, and that's what is important in Asian Awareness Arts. There is a teachers category, but from there, when you are there, it's more like sharing power, sharing knowledge. Oh, what you have explored, what you explored, what you do. Like I also say, yeah, Aikido is good, but for some reason I get this feeling that you learn to focus on one target of the time. So your action is like stepping aside, so the timing getting separate from each other, so you use that for defense mechanism. Very efficient way to fight, of course, but it is not like Tai Chi where you are able to do both same time in case you need to be able to do that. And that's the downside I sometimes see in Aikido. Not that I will say all of them, but if they're not aware of their water, it becomes a little problem sometimes. Like, cannot keep up with the speed. And also, very many katanas users are what do you call it? They are very metal. Very metal. Very much. And good cut. No question about it. It will probably cut a person in half. Or something. But there's something missing that like an element is missing somewhere. So the sword seems like it's kind of heavy for you. It got weight in it. And what I have discovered is when I actually using things that is relative heavy, I come to a point where I don't feel it anymore. Like the thought is not even there. It's like I'm doing this without. It feels the same way. I'm not sure if that is a thing that Kendo are more experienced in. At that point, I also looked into them, and I think they are one of those who actually understand this principle that I'm talking about here. So it's not like I'm saying this is bad and this is better and all these things. It's just like in the ancient time, things was a little bit more different. You needed to be very good to survive, because else your head was off. Simple as that in Japanese time. So they have to be much more aware, and that's where Asian and ancient actually melts together. Asian and ancient awareness arts. We have to look to our past and now. We have to acknowledge that there's some truth in those words who have been told, and how to achieve it is the next question. That's how I work. That's how I find out things. 80% of my teaching is self-studied. I have learned it by myself, by seeing someone doing it. Drunken, I saw the movies to understand the principle, why it's working, and how strong I should be to make it possible. And I achieved it very quickly because I am a fast learner. When I catch it, it just sits in my body. And I also say the best grip in the technique I know of is Drunken grip, hook. Yes, you have 3 claws in eagle, and I will say that's the next best. And 5th is tiger claw, when we're talking just gripping, like clothing, body, structures. They are the 3 best in that scale, as I know. Maybe there's someone else, but that's what I want to test out. I want to test out and know more. Is there some part where this is better, or what we're doing? The questions are more important, and to feel it. Not harming itself. We can always use other stuff to harm, but like I say, why harm your teacher? Even your board when you're training. If you break it, you break teacher. The teacher shall be intact, and you shall be intact. You shall heal yourself in the process of doing it, not breaking it necessarily. It's waste of time. Every time you waste, it's only when you can feel, now I can go full on with energy at last, then I can break it and say, okay, now the hand are so strong that I can literally heal in the process of breaking things. Then you're ready. But you're first ready when you're ready, not before, after. Destroying your own body is not the way to go. I learned that the hard way. Like I say, I'm handicapped. I'm actually handicapped, and yet I am fast mover. I can do things very, very quickly. Why? Because of the element. It all go back to the elements. All the way. And yin. No yin, and I will not be able to do all of what I have done in my past at all. If I have not studied that, I will not be able to overcome my illness. I will not be able to overcome my body damage, my knee damage, my foot damage, all of it. I would not have been overcoming that. So when people are saying, "Hey, have you used it in fight and such things?" Yeah, basically, I'm fighting an illness so I can survive. I'm still alive, so I assume I'm good at what I'm doing. Don't question me so much. Imagine you have an illness that is similar having cancer in many ways. I lost weight like crazy, just like that. From summer to December, 7 kilo just gone. And I could have died just few months later. If my mom has not been there, I have not survived today. I have survived things. I have fought. I also saved my mom from drowning with me because I learned Tai Chi. Because I could feel the wave and it was very strong where we stood. And it could have dragged us out and might even died on vacation. But I felt it and grounded, so I don't getting dragged with it. I say the force of pulling from the water was 3 times her body weight in pulling. I needed to ground myself and catch her at the same time. I fought 2 forces that day. 2 very strong forces. And yet, I survived. That got me into the elements. That was the purpose of learning elements deeper. But no one could tell me about it. No one else. Then, Jet Li, Jackie Chan. Those 2. If I had not learned Drunken Fist, I have not learned water elements so quickly. I had not learned about the element, and I'd never explored the possibilities it also have when we're talking mind. Actually, trying to survive PTSD, for instance. Have any other of you had that? Did you have depression? Did you have all of you basically listed in a book what you can have of conditions? Sideways that you're also autistic and illness at the same time? I don't think so. Not many people know what it is to be me and overlooked it. Is one of the things that nail the coffin in my mind. I have fought so many fights you don't believe, and yet people are talking about, but have you used it in self-defense and such things? I'm still alive, and that's your answer. I've been in a situation where things could have been going very bad, very quickly. But I counter it without force. Think of it. I only demonstrated a little power, not much, just a little, enough to make people understand, I'm a little pissed off now. And that cooled them down very quickly. I didn't need to make any fast move or anything. I was just standing like Tai Chi, grounding and then bending my force. Nothing else. I didn't need to move my hands. I didn't need to do anything else than just ground and release. Nothing else. Instead of starting a fight, stand up for yourself without force, directly. Only a good teacher can pull that out. And actually be respected after it. Setting people on place that have bullied me in the past. I did that also. So many things have been going on in my past. I just want to be loved for who I am. I just want to be seen for the greatness that I actually have in me. I have a good organization skill set, but because of my autism, I am terrible at administration. I just don't get it. Marketing, I'm terrible at it. Never put me into marketing unless it is truth. I will reveal everything there is. If it is not a good car, then I will not talk about it like it is a good car. So if it is a good car, make sure it is very good, because then I can sell them. Because I'm a person, I only tell what I see and feel. I'm not teaching something that I cannot make up with my mind, because yeah, I can have a will to do something, but just not part of me. Selling things is not my thing. Showing, that's my thing. Organize. Body movement. A simple movement, I know there's just wait a minute. It's also irritating me because of streaming things, so there you go. But just a simple movement like this, okay? Focus on this part of your body here. And then, like drawing with a pencil. Simple movement as that. All the body follows. Just follow. Follow the flow. Follow, 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 follow. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. In your own pace, of course. But if you can keep it up, it's good. If you feel it, you can feel it all up in your shoulder. How it's softening your body. Be aware of your movement. Up and down. From this point only, as much as possible. It's very hard to pull off normally. When you're saying Tai Chi and all that, I see stiff people. But this movement here is all you basically need in Tai Chi. Understanding. That's the force. You can also put it from your little fingers. It's also a thing. If that feels more free, it's because you are more open in your air element. You can feel it. If it feels lighter than here, then you have connection to your air element. Air and water. Not that it is located there, but your brain will focus more like water flow and air flow. And that's where I get my speed from. All that speed I have, it's not about muscle. It's a simple thing. Everything is simple when you make it simple. Do not overdo anything. It's so simple. You can move anywhere you want with this technique. And it's more elegant and more powerful. You see? You don't use much force. The structure comes when you build it into your bone structure. Then you feel your muscles. Yeah. It's like squeezing it in through a pipe. Your muscle force. You don't use your muscle, you squeeze muscles in through. I know that sounds very strange, but how else the energy from it is squeezed. So you're not lifting, you're not pulling or pushing. It's more floating power. Like water in a pipe. Flowing. Like I say, awareness is the most important part of it. Wisdom come after and intelligence come last. You use always the awareness first. That's why Asian awareness art is so important. It's part of your yin. Without awareness, you're simply just gymnastic that don't think about the movement and why we're doing it. You're just doing it. And that makes problems in most cases. Or most people never really get good. Of course, the Shotokan karate I know in the town I am from, a village basically, they doing a great job in the past, I would say. It was more consistent. But like I said before, they never listen to me. They always pick a person who is lower degree than me and don't know what the person is doing, because it was more simple apparently. I don't know. This is also very simple, but maybe I'm making it too simple or something, so it doesn't seem like much, but in fact there's nothing taken for given. It's not you learn more first. What? It doesn't make sense what you say so much, because I am one of the teachers in for Yin who actually know what I'm talking about. Just there's no other teachers I know of that doing Yin, so I'm the first one apparently in our centuries. Yeah, and what does that have to do with anything? Asian awareness arts is the way of Drunken Fist, Tai Chi, Kung Fu is doing. They done this ages ago, years ago. They did all this. It's like Forbidden Kingdom. It doesn't matter if you are Asian or not. It's what I have lived the way Asian has done, even though that I'm not here from there. I've lived and think like them. The Taoism, Buddhism kind of mixture. Culture. I got the culture in my blood. Trust me. I'm the closest thing in Denmark to Shaolin school you can get here. I have not seen anyone. Hello, Patrick. There's a one I very much trusting. He is worth listening to. Well, yeah, listen to Patrick. He is knowing. He can tell you more. You don't. I've lived the way that Shaolin monks have done. I have learned the way of doing things. I have, like, in the mental. I have done what the Tibetan monks doing when they are meditating. I'm doing the same thing that what he called Thich Nhat Hanh was doing. You are. Yeah. Yep. Yes, wise. Patrick. Woohoo. You don't know how much but I appreciate you very much because I know you listen to me. You listen to what I'm doing and what I actually are in soul. And that's why I actually respect you very much and deeply. Like you cannot learn it 100%. You can never learn things 100%. People are complaining about I'm not perfect enough. What does that have to do with anything? It's just like what I say. How nice to be trusted. I only hope I'm right. That's what Asian awareness arts is about. You quote it, just totally. You nail it. Just like that. Everything is about being in the now, in the present moment. Being in all we're doing is everything, even when we're doing Tai Chi. When I'm sitting down here, I got more force than any teacher I have seen, except for Wicked Yin, so far. It doesn't look like much, but I can assure you there's plenty of force applied without doing nothing, basically. Just like Tai Chi, you learn to do nothing, basically. Doing a lot with nothing. Huh. No, it's opposite way around. They are not open-minded. They're not listening. If a karate person is saying, I don't waste time on you, they are not open-minded. Think, McFly, think. It's them who's not open-minded. Because they put me in a box and then I shall do what they want me to do instead of open. And that's we call autism. Just shush it a little down, please. Because you guys know how things just works like this. You have it by nature. It's like, for me, like a computer program. I have to install it myself. I have to learn it myself. You didn't do that. No other did that. Only 20% was You don't know. You don't know shit about things. You don't know what it is when people feels like psychopaths around you. You are the only one open-minded and you're only getting this every fucking time. How about that? I'm banning you right now because I don't want this bullshit from you. No, you are close-minded. Get that. You are close-minded. Because you are only thinking about your system and your needs. Because you hate me. Because you did this to me. Your system. You are banned now. I don't want that bullshit. That is dishonor and disrespect. Right there. He had never felt what it feels. I'm more open-minded than any other people. I'm listening to people's all their things. Even when other people will say it's bullshit, I am listening and I'm understanding what's going on inside them before they even speak. I helped so many people mentally, and he just complaining about me not being open-minded? Bullshit. Typical people, typical common people don't know shit about how it is to be autistic. In a world that basically hate you. I have more gold to give than any other people so far I have seen. Because I know so much. I'm like a library. I am a book you open you read. Simple as that. I am open-minded because yeah, that's what I'm. That's why I'm getting angry, because they are disrespecting me all the time. It, not like you. You listen. You understand what I'm saying. You nail it so precisely, and that's why I like you so much. And that's why I don't like other teachers so much, because yeah, I like them and such things, but they're not they're not nailing it. They're not listening to me. They're not seeing it from my perspective. I see it from other perspective. I borrow Wicked Jen's vision. I learn how he sees Tai Chi. I see every teacher's what their perspective is. And from all that knowledge, I found out that Tai Chi is just like a lake. It is not endless in itself. But I know the shape of it now. Ish. Not like physics thing, but you know what I mean. I know what it is about. I can take karate, make it to Tai Chi, just like this, without using too much thought, because it is so integrated in me. I can just do it on the go. That's called improvising, and if that is not open-minded, then I don't know what is. And you can see I'm pretty calm now already. I have learned so much. I have been tortured so many times in my past. I have 10,000 of people who have just bullied me for no reason. I did nothing to those people, and they just bully me. I say it's a miracle I even exist today, that I didn't kill myself, or something didn't kill me. It's a miracle. And those people are just so psychopathic in their own beliefs and themselves. Me, 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 me. I am so tired of those people. Begin to open mind. Listen to other people. Listen to me at least. I need it. I'm not egoistic. If there's someone who is egoistic, it's all other people. Because common people are just making a system, and I know shit about it. Yeah, question. I always appreciate questions, because it's part of Asian awareness arts. It's like a library. Why do we do things? Why all these things? Very important. Because there's so much to explore, and I have explored so much now. I just want to give some of it on, so people have a chance to find out what it is, or what they have baffled about for so long. Because we sometimes need we need wisdom sometimes. We need some people who can at least get one to the right direction. And that's what I'm good at. I'm good at those things because I listen, and I'm trying to figure out what is most similar to what you're describing. like I say, I'm like a librarian. I'm guiding you to the book that you probably need. I'm not the person who is just saying, okay, I got a library, good luck finding the book. It's a big mess. Yep. No, no, it's arranged in my head. So I know exactly where you should look to get it. Just like a library. Order is very important in a library. If they just throw the book in one pile, you never find that book again. So therefore it is very important to have structure in that manner. Hmm. Hmm. It has been doing healing process in my joints, of course. My because I I am handicapped compared to other people who are doing martial art. Um, but it also healed my body from illness, where it was basically like cancer. I was fighting something similar cancer, and I come up on top of it, but it took ages. It felt like never-ending story. But eventually, I come to a point, and actually, when I started IPIN joining in there, when I started there, I just made my body able of eating sugar again. I couldn't do that before. So that says something about what I have been doing in my past. And you can say Tai Chi have been also the inspiration of working with the mind much more than before, because it giving a piece layer more that you don't have in when you're just going to karate or just taekwondo, or you get to a point where you're just realizing things, catching things like you've not done before, because you're so opened to what is around. And it also increased my knowledge in mindfulness and qigong, whatever. It focused me on to the element as important. What it called, Tai Chi Master with Jet Li, if you know that one, or Twin Warrior is also a thing. That also put me onto the track of the element. Was important. If a person like Jet Li is talking about element, then it must be important. There must be something in it that is ancient, and that is what yeah, I know it's over exaggerated in some cases, but some of the thing can actually, the water where he is standing like this, I can actually tell that me and my friend some way ago was in a swimming pool, public place, and there was no people around, so we stand there and trying to move water towards each other, forth and back, in the end, I collected so much force that I made a wave, I'm not kidding, a half meter in difference. And he just, if I was not there, he will just fell down and probably hurt himself. I reach in and catch him and absorb some of it so the wave could go away, but it was so, there was basically nothing to block him from falling. And he was standing in a bow stand, and it just wiped him away. But we have built up for a minute or something before it could be that powerful. But that's just to indicate what is possible if you're really going into it. And we both was into elements in 2 different martial arts styles, of course. And that's also what I want to have with schools. My school is to be open-minded, because I don't only want to go to a point where I'm first dan. I want to go to this level where you can say, okay, this is kind of magic. There I want to be. But that was inspiration of the element. Sooner I found out the element is basically everything in Tai Chi. And that's why Asian awareness arts is going to be like, you shall learn Tai Chi. You shall be able to teach one form at least, to become a teacher. You shall have some experience in Kung Fu, because that is also elements, but not like high level or something. You should just be able to, okay, you can block, you can parry, you can take the things, you can do what you're supposed to do in basic Kung Fu, but not like high skilled or something. It's just, you should be able to prove that you can. And from there, element is the highest priority. When I feel a push from a person, I don't feel the push in itself, but it's more like I undermined his push back to him. That's the point I'm at now. It's more like I counter and blocking the chi. You know the finger you've probably seen where you focus your 2 fingers. This power is getting bigger and bigger, and I will not say that I'm not using medians in my defense mechanism now. I will not be like avoiding saying that, because I'm pretty sure I'm touching something that is elementary in your body. Your body is just reacting for some reason when you're doing things in a specific point, like here. So I think I begin to be in a level where I'm actually using pressure points also in my Tai Chi as well, because it's easier. So I begin to make less and less an energy. I don't need so much energy anymore. And one of my students is actually really good at it, when I talk about it, of course. Maybe we're not going to the form, first part of the form yet, but there's something more important, I feel, than the form itself. doesn't matter so much of the form, it's how you use your energy that matters. Because when you feel the energy correct, your form will automatically feels natural for you. And I actually heard her saying it once before, that it feels more natural. So I think my teaching is actually correct. But not going in front, but in behind of people's mind first. Make their body follow what they think of, instead of saying, do this movement, do this movement. I'm more like, listen to your movement, understand your movement, feel why it's working. Much more important. How to win, how to lose, and such things, not important. The blocking and making the energy works correctly, way better than anything else. And I don't use and waste time on forcing people down so they have to come up again, up and down, up and down, up and down. It's not important so much. It's more like, now I got the control of your body now. Now I could pin you down, but I don't. Because then I can do it again and again and again and again and again in a row, until it is so integrated in my body. So it just becomes a thing I do. And then you can begin to talk about actually being able to use it in practicality. And the attacker is only there to teach you. The attacker is teacher for you, not to win. And that's why Asian awareness arts is based up on learning to defend. When you want to learn Iron Shirt, that's the chapter you're going into. When you have the feeling, then you can, when you understand the elements, then you're ready for Iron Shirt. Not before, but only when it's ready. Back to the basic, as Wei Jin also say a lot. Back to the basic. When something's going wrong, he always starts with the first part of the form, nothing more. To the single whip, no more. Chen Ching, yang form, is the one I do, 37 style. And it's not like I'm saying that all the Tai Chi is bad, but some of them might hurt the knees more, so that's why I didn't pick that, of course. And I wanted to learn Wu style also, but I also know the weakness of Wu style. You have more focus on your forward movement in Wu than Wei Jin's, where force is everywhere. But like I say, there's nothing wrong with picking. What's wrong is if you don't know the weakness of what you're picking. Wei Jin's, that one he doing with us when we and when he is in Denmark, this weakness is, it is more complex and more difficult than Wu style is. Wu style very easy to learn, very strong, frontal. And therefore I will say yes, it's a good start. But I rather learn more styles for another reason. We didn't say learn one style and stick with it. I say sometimes you need to pick out to understand what is the difference here. Why do it not apply here, or did I miss something that I'm learning from the other style? Like, you narrow down what error you do. The reason why I don't do it anymore is because of the element. Because that do exactly what I wanted to do. Something is wrong here, but of course there will be a guideline. Of course, if I do another form and such things, I will be able to detect it more clearly maybe. But it's not the first priority. First priority is to understand what's different here. And that's what I am more concerned about. The benefits from all what I have done. If I not have done them, I will be in my PTSD and be so closed-minded that I'm not going out. I would have been trapped inside myself. I would have been sitting down and just do something like this. But all the things, what I have done so far, have been giving me a way to understand Thich Nhat Hanh's way of teaching. I am giving on what he have done when I teach people. They learn Tai Chi the same way as Thich Nhat Hanh would have done. The way it is meant if he'd done Tai Chi. The awareness, and that's why awareness is in center, because that is center of everything. You can call, in theory, have swifted names around, but Asian awareness arts is making grounding for everything in the understanding. It's Asian not because I'm saying only Asian is allowed here, but it is what they've done in antique, like philosophy and all the other things. It's all, you can say, the good parts of Asians. I'm not saying that Japanese is wrong the way they think by saying Asians, because I integrate whatever, but I see weaknesses in Japanese as well as Chinese styles. Japanese, very, very clean techniques, and I love that part of it. But I also see the weakness in Shotokan karate. It becomes very stiff. Not that Kung Fu is not stiff normally when I see it. The only martial artist I have seen so far that is not stiff is actually Jackie Chan. He's very He's more like me. Soft movement. Um, Jet Li, very clean martial art, no doubt about it. Um, and he got a lot of knowledge. Like I say, I appreciate those that are teaching me, but sometimes it would be nice if they listened the other way around, because that is a lot of knowledge. What I'm digging into is things that you first discover when you're 8 then or something like that. I'm just trying to pull people up in level so they at least can get some kind of feeling that, that's why the teachers keep saying the same thing, but I don't feel the person is knowing what he's actually talking about so much. That's my role. My role is to publish things we can see is there, but we cannot get easily. And why is that? Because we're not bodybuilding our yin. We need to eye of the tiger, our yin. We need to make yin stronger. That's the importance that I see. Making yin stronger in our body. But it also learned me to appreciate people more by learning Tai Chi. Not hate everyone, because I have every reason to hate every people on the earth in my past. But it widened my view of people. All people are just a piece of something we don't no, not always understand. Even quantum physics cannot predict this, what's going on. But I can feel where it's going. I can detect where things is going. I can predict things happening before it happens. And that's also a thing, an art. Many people doesn't know about how to use that skill to your advantage. Predicting. Everything we do can be predicted if we're not fighting it. Somehow, like I say, gold comes and goes. We don't know it yet, but it's like a quantum level when we get it there. It's like things just fits, words just happening, learning just coming. Even the words are coming out now is to describe what's going on. The breathing in and breathing out. When people are connected to the breathing and connected to your consciousness of other people, around you when you're sitting and breathing in and out with a group of people. Sometimes things just fall into place and stack. And when you really get to it, when you're really going into depth, you can predict what the person is feeling in the future and in the past. And you will be able to pull them down to that level as well. Without feeling falling, just relaxing. Like an inspiration, like music. It just isn't resonant. It's like beautiful music. Sings, connects, come and go, breathing in and out. I'll say that is one of the things I've done to prevent fight. And the only one thing I want in life is to be seen like a librarian in martial art. I'm a quantum physic that doing Tai Chi. People need to listen more. Like that rude guy. He don't know anything about what it is to be yin in body. He's not enlightened. He following his ego. Oh, but I have been taught so many years. Yeah. Okay. Let's take it up. Not to be angry, just to put it down. So people can be settled for once. 26 years of experience in Shaolin monks lifestyle I have done. I have learned Kung Fu for 28 years, that matter. I have 20 years experience in Tai Chi and Taoism, much more with Tai Chi. I have been learning so many martial arts just to see what it felt like. I never got belt in it, but I did challenge a person who was black belt in jiu-jitsu, and I impressed the person. So, yeah. And I basically did nothing. I just prevented him from grappling me by using Tai Chi and release. Go. Nothing else. I did not fight the person was attacking, and I was just dropping. All of it. When you're going into the right state of mind, you just bring people down. Like magic. And I say also that being rude and dishonor me as a teacher, I dislike that. If you don't see me as a librarian teacher, if you don't accept me for that, then go another way. Go away. You're not part of me. Because when you shoehorn the things down, then you're not open-minded as a martial art for what I can do. If you ask, what is the difference from what you're doing and what we're doing? That's the question. That's a question I understand. Then I am the librarian. Now look, this book will be interesting for you to see, because that is different from what you're doing. And you can definitely learn from it in Shotokan Karate. Like I say, if I hear a person say, I know karate, I know it all, then I'll say, okay, make it like water. Just water. Nothing else. No other elements. Just water. Make kata water. Then, after, wood element. Do it in wood element. Only wood element. No matter what I do, I shall feel wood element. When I say, okay, that's working, then do air. Keep going until it works. Same with fire. Same with metal. Same with earth. When you can do all those, and you can mixture them like no business whatsoever, then I understand. But I hate people who are aggressive, who don't listen. People are douchebags when they do that. Isn't they not asking or listening? When they're not respecting me as a person, then I don't respect them either. I respect them more than they respect me, at least. I can say so much. All of the things have to settle. Martial art have fought years of war, of monkey style, snake style, crane. Why are we doing this again? Why are you fighting me as a system? in martial arts. But you need to be first dan at something. Yeah. But if you remember one thing, what was it about Bruce Lee that popped up into your mind? He never got black belt. So why should I, in theory, do that myself? Yes, I listen to other people. I will take that advice from other people if they're teaching me as well. Like teacher is student and student is teacher. Both of them are applied in my teaching. If there's more knowledge you will give me, then come with it. Just in my pace, my speed. Learn it from what I can understand, what I can comprehend. I know what I can do. I know my body better. I know my brain better than any other people do. I know more about your brain as well than yourself. That's a study I also did. Because I read people. I read how they feel. But to say that I should behave and such things, now you're rude. Now it's you who is the jerk. Just saying. Because you cannot just take yourself together. Okay, let's take it. Okay, come with Einstein's relativity theory in split second. Now, come with it. Now. Doesn't make sense, does it? That's what you're saying. That's what you are doing to me. Yeah, come up with Einstein's relativity theory. Come on, explain it to me in 2 seconds. What is it about? All of it. All of that. Just like that. Yeah. No, take yourself together is douchebags. When I say it, it's more like, okay, you need to clear your mind here. And then I show you why it doesn't work. So you can learn it on your own. And then you can take it together in your system. I say it directly, not like douchebags do, is just take together night now. Yeah, that is called asshole. I'm talking about integrating people. Being nice. I'm not saying that yang is bad or something, but people are not understanding yin at all. You cannot build yin into yang. You have to build yin first before yang. You have to do these things, or else it will never be integrated in you. You will waste time and time and time. If you take 4 years and I can do it in 5 minutes, who is the best teacher now? I am the fastest teacher I ever known in my entire life. And it's very accurate when I teach. Just like Mr. Miyagi. Very quickly learning, defending yourself. From scratch to something. Like Daniel-san. But people are rude to me. Not because I'm rude to them. I'm trying my best just to be heard. Hey, I want to show this. Come on, give me a chance. Show me that you give me a chance. Instead of all that waste of time. You're wasting my life for nothing. People have never listened. When I stand face to face, people learn like this. It is integrated and it just flows. When they have certain amount of level of understanding in Tai Chi, I can just go in like this. Because I know what to pull. I know what to push to make your body do what I want it to. Like medians. There is things in the body that just works. Kosho Akijutsu is actually one proof of it. It works. I have been there. I have seen big people being just like down, like nothing. Not even Aikido I have seen such relaxation as that before ever. Never I have seen any martial art so soft as Kosho Akijutsu in that matter. And I know it's similar to Tai Chi. Of course, Japanese structure, kata, I'm not fan of kata because, not anymore, because it doesn't say anything to me now. Back then, I liked it. But now you got to a point where you suddenly feel that it is not gaining anything. It's just empty exercise. It's more relevant to take things out from the thing. Okay, this is from this part of this kata. Good, then fine. But it's hard when people are not open-minded. Like I am. I'm more open-minded than anyone else. I can literally go in and be assistants in teaching. And if you say something and you want something converted to directly from your knowledge directly over, I can copy it over to the person and just until I pulled all the strings that needs to be pulled. And when that is happening, things just works. Like I say, all that normal structures. That is bullying. Yin teachers are missing in this world. So many. Why you think that mindfulness are such a greater option? Because it's easy to do. But you don't know what it can do to you when you're doing it right. Those people blaming me, have you ever seen me doing things in real life? Are you even capable of doing just half the speed of I can do when I'm wielding something relative heavily? Just to point it, if I was in D&D, my strings will probably be 12. Not great, not big at all, But what I can swing around is bigger than my body should be able to do and handle. I should not be able to wield something like a broadsword or something like that. I should not be able to wield that because of my strength is not high enough to do that. But yet I can do it because, and with ease, because of one simple thing. Chi. Chi goes out in an instant. And when I'm saying I have it in my blood, I basically lived like a monk from when I was very, very little. I was just in balance. Me not having perspective, then you're calling it rude. That is rude of you to say. Just like that idiot. Because he have no feelings of it. I have lived Taoistic way. From very, very little, I was basically like a monk. It was natural thing to be. People with autism have easier to access such things sometimes. When I say I'd have it in my blood, I mean it. I lived differently. Everyone's told me that I was different from all other kids. Every person say that I'm different. They cannot understand and comprehend me. I have been in a situation where I had to sacrifice my beliefs and hopes and dreams. Just like that. Because else I died. If I keep dreaming, if I keep hoping, if I keep going like that, my body will fall apart. I could feel it. The body was not strong enough to support that. The only thing I have learned is love is the only thing you really need. It's the only power that is really strong. Belief and hope can be crushed. So can love. But if you are loved, you can survive very long. I am the example of that. You didn't do that. You didn't help me in the system. You helped yourself. Capitalistic it is. You system have never thought about me. I'm never integrated. And I don't care what you say. But the systems in the whole world are rude to me. Prove me wrong. In martial art, you are wrong. If you believe otherwise, because that's what happened to me. That's the example. begin to prove to me, then we can begin to talk about it. But I want a free place where people like me can thrive. Where Christians can be taken up. Like I said before, I'm used to fight demons, and the demons is the bullying of 10,000 peoples that don't care about you at all, that ruthless pull you down to lust of suicide. I'm not the closed-minded. The world is. And that's maybe or may not be the final word. Because there's always a psychopath ready to make life short somewhere.